Well, yeah, so it works. This is a new and exciting experiment to try and encourage my people into drinking earlier in the day than they should do. This is the lunchtime libation, the first of. Then, if it goes all right, we might do more. We like to advertise our live streams at least at 30 seconds.
Yeah, to give people as much notice as possible. Just in case you've got nothing else more important to do in your life, as opposed to just sit around waiting for Simon to go live.
Well, look at a bloke who is clean shaven.
Look, don't you give away the fucking green room talk. Fuck you.
Oh, we're having one of those moments again. Lucky I'm not driving. Fuck me, that was bad.
Anyway, good afternoon. Hello.
Yeah, this actually has no structure at all. But what we're thinking about doing is just doing a perfunctory Google search of the news and then ripping it apart as you go. What could go wrong? And also, before we do this, I have been sent some stuff. So we'll talk about that first, because this is actually could end up leading on to somewhere completely different. Right. This is one of Papa Jordan. Papa Jordan, you may be aware that You Saved His Christmas. Well, Papa Jordan is still in the movement, if you want to call it, and doing his best. And also his sister is. Now, his sister was sent a letter. Okay. Now, I'm going to see if I can screen share this. So this is going to be an interesting one. Share screen. Put noise on. Go to screen. Now, the quality of this isn't brilliant because, well, it isn't. But just the sound should be okay. Give this a go. And see if I can make it bigger.
So I've just got this.
There.
Right, we're getting double
audio.
Yeah, so just want to mute your end and not the video end.
This
I pressed the wrong button.
Backpack from school. Annual flu vaccination is now due. So, I mean, my children have had some flu vaccinations, but they won't be getting any more. But anyway, I've gone on to read on. It said, no, I do not consent. I just thought it was the normal flu vaccine. Please look at this. This is the vaccine that your children will be getting.
The screen's disappeared.
The COVID.
We can't see the video.
You're asking him to do technical things.
This is the vaccine that your children will be getting.
Mute yourself.
Yeah? The COVID-19. Move, honey. The COVID-19 nasal spray for children.
Right. Sorry about the teething problems. Obviously, a buffoon as myself does struggle with this. But anyway, we'll go on to the RevVid thing in a minute, and we'll talk about this. Get this any bigger? Anyway, I'll just come off screen sharing for a second because we'll come back to that. Now, we're not 100% sure whether that is a flu vaccine, okay, or a COVID vaccine through the nasal spray, because we were talking to other people who are slightly more learned than us, and AstraZeneca is a company, isn't it? Not. So
indeed, it's a company, not a brand name. So that's where I'm getting slightly confused. When our man over in Australia was saying, well, they're changing the name of the jibby jab from AstraZeneca to, hang on, that's the name of the company. It's like saying they're changing the name of Ford cars to. So I didn't really understand. So, I mean, this is my level of ignorance. I didn't understand what he meant.
So what we're simply showing you there is what one parent in the UK in London has had a letter sent to her about a nasal spray from AstraZeneca being put out to the kids. That's what we're saying. We're not saying 100% it's COVID. We're not saying it's a flu vaccine, but it's a worry, because in the times that we live in at the moment, where it's full of deception and lies and they're trying to do things under the radar, what could that mean? Right? That's what I'm saying anyway. What do you think? Anyway, I'm going to try and get this other thing up. That this was set to me by Jeff Wyatt. I can't get this fucking thing any bigger.
Thing is, at the minute, it seems to be there's a lot of word salad going around, isn't there? And the more word salad there is, the more that you can get caught out by.
Indeed.
Some people go, no, this ain't nothing to do with that, but you never actually fucking know down the line.
Well, just look
Is it
at
already?
for an example of it happening in right now again, but in a different sphere, the language that's being used around the Maricopa County, Arizona audit. They're doing every other word except the words that should be used to drive home the point that this was fraudulent.
Yeah.
It's word salad, indeed.
Just going to try and work out if I can put it to somewhere else where I can. It's a pisser. It really fucking is. I don't know how to make this any bigger than that. So I'll screen share it. You see what you think. Whether you can actually fucking see it would be a bonus, really.
Oh yeah, we can make our screen.
Can you see anything on that?
Yeah, number one, our COVID mRNA gene editing vaccines experimental. If a child takes an injection, will she be part of a medical experiment? Number three, have the injections been safely tested on animals? Number four, have they had any long-term safety testing on humans? Are the effects of these experimental injections reversible? Will the injection stop a child from getting cholera? Will the injection stop a child from spreading blah, blah, blah. Will the injections allow a child to stop wearing a mask? Do experimental injections contain genetically modified organisms, GMOs? Do the AstraZeneca and J&J injections contain aborted human and non-human stuff, tissue, and so on and so on and so forth? I'm sure you don't want me to read the whole lot out.
Well, no, we'll get banned anyway. So
I think it's going to happen anyway because of the rule changes from YouTube a few days ago. Everybody's getting banned that has got anything to say about vaccinations at all whatsoever. So John Kennedy Jr., he's gone. Sherry 2 10penny. She's I think she's a school of osteopathy, I think, doctor, but she's very prominent in the field. She's gone. There's a huge purge right now. Anybody that talks anything that dissents in any way from the narrative, you are going to be yeeted. So
this might mean that we're off, but who cares? Yeah. Because at the end of the day, this channel was never about how many subs I had. It was always about saying what I thought. Otherwise, I wouldn't delete.
There's always Odyssey, Rumble, BitChute until you get thrown off of there. They're the alternatives that we also have.
I can also live stream on
Facebook, Telegram.
Well, yeah, if they get rid of me on YouTube, I'll be off Facebook soon anyway. So whatever. Now, as much as I don't want to get yeeted, in so much as I'd rather stay on this platform, it's not going to make me say anything less. So it's kind of on the cards. But who gives a fuck?
Quite
and
right.
to any of you that are watching about bidding me off, do it. You just make my powers stronger.
So come to the dark side
every time. So let me have a quick look there. I'll get rid of that. That was the face of book. And I will just simply go for a perfunctory search of the news and we'll see what utter rubbish there is. So let's just go here. News. There you go. Google News. I'll move that over to there because that's always a winner. And then I'll screen share. And this is, by the way, if you've got the volume turned up loud, turn it down a touch because in a minute, Flux is going to lose his shit. It's just what happens. You lying bastard.
But it depends what you put up. If you put up what you put up yesterday, maybe.
Don't blame me, mate.
Oh, God, here we go.
There you go. Now, where do you want to start? Do you want to start on the Sarah Everard, or do you want to go to insulate Britain, or what do you want to do? Pelosi's day vote and Biden's infrastructure bill.
That's Sarah thing. That's the bed that got murdered by the copper.
Yeah.
And now Cress is the dick. He's saying something along the lines of, if you get stopped, if you're a female and you get stopped by a male officer, flag down a bus.
No, what?
Let me have a quick read of it.
No.
Oh, my God. You can't trust police, can you?
What? Really?
Is she trying to say that basically a male police are that untrustworthy that I wouldn't trust them if I was a woman? Well, she's not a woman anyway. I don't know what
she's not a woman, is she? I mean, I don't know what the fuck she is, but she's certainly ain't a woman.
Mate,
Yeah,
she's as thick as pig shit. I mean, let's just have it crystal. She's a dick.
Yeah.
Name. Fucking name. You know what I mean?
Name and nature.
This is the same stupid fucker, right, that thinks getting 50% of the fucking London police force as women is a good thing.
Yeah, because riot police women are fucking great. You know what?
Do you remember we saw the little Loompa Loompa one? She was about 4 foot high and her truncheon was longer than she was. She was standing there. She was wider than she was fucking tall. Seriously, you know what I mean? I've got fucking the reverse of Popeye. Jesus H. Christ, it's a fucking joke.
There was this protest up in London. That was Tommy's event, right? And it went a little bit awry. Now, you got all these riot police. Now, the one opposite me was some fucking female, as you say. You described her beautifully. Listen, the hat was falling off her, right?
Yeah.
All the uniform didn't fit her. She looked like you needed to put a valve in there and just fill her up a bit.
Yeah.
We had some soy boy next to her, right? And a couple of other soys. And I looked at her and went, what are you doing here? I said, this is ridiculous. And I thought, if it goes off, I've got to protect her, even when she's clubbing me. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, in some fucking weird sadomasochistic way, I'm supposed to with you.
Yeah, it's fucked up. Anyway, because that was the way I was brought up, because I'm obviously a patriarchal cunt and I've got to protect women.
Oh, yeah, indeed.
Should we have a quick read of this awfulness? Sarah Everard murder. Policing Minister Kit Malthouse, I mean, amazing, I read that right, says it's reasonable to call 999 to identify lone officers. In the old days, right, I live in a village. They had a police officer. He lived in the village. And he
Yo, what's happening, boys?
Oh, right, he's found his way in finally. How'd he get?
Yeah, this computer stuff fucks me up. Oops. Yeah, fuck it.
I can't even see him. Where is he?
I'm here.
Right, so just hang fire a minute, right? Just give us a second, right? Just sit by, and then we'll be all right because we're live. Wait a sec, right? Kit Malthouse said that the murder of Sarah Everard by a former police officer, Wayne, whatever his chops is a devastating blow to the police, but Met Commissioner Cressida Dix should stay despite calls for a resignation. Well, look, she's a political fucking officer. They're not going to get rid of her all the time she's performing a function. I wonder, do I want to play that? Probably get done with copyright anyway. Police minister said it would be perfectly reasonable for anyone being approached by a lone officer to call 999 and seek reassurance in the wake of a rape or murder. Sarah Everard. Right. So,
Whoa. It says anyone being
so bloke.
So that's male or female because we only have two genders.
Oh well, no. Ooh.
Don't mention the cervix.
Oh, don't fucking start me.
Hang on. Yeah, you went and did it because what's his name's got a cervix now, doesn't he? Oh, fucking Labour. Anyway, we'll get there in a minute. We'll get there. You can have your row. Right. Speaking to Sky News, your favourite person, Kay Burley. Right.
The fucking snake. I mean, can that woman be any more fucking despicable? And after all the fucking shit that she's pulled over, fucking Brexit, and then getting fucking found out that she was caught herself. You must stay at home while she's out fucking partying, going on holidays, all this sort of shit. Gets found out, fucks off on holiday, comes back and does a thing for charity. It couldn't be more fucking transparent if you. It couldn't be more transparent if you tried.
Thank you for that. Advice on what people should do if they're approached by a lone police officer. Although he said most do not patrol on their own. Well, it's not safe for them to patrol on their own. It's reasonable to say, especially in London, where people have been known to carry weapons. Yesterday, Wayne Cousins, I think that's Cousins or whatever, a serving Metropolitan Police officer at the time, was given a whole life. Well, anyway, fuck it, right? So basically, let's get to the crux of it. You're saying, right, Flux, that Cressida Dix said that if you're a female person and a male police officer goes to wave you down, you can flag down a bus.
Okay, what about if I'm a man on my own and it's a female copper on her own? What do I do then?
Flag down a bus?
Or club yourself half to death and submit to matriarchy.
Yes. Yeah, well, yeah, that works for me, mate. Why not?
Yeah. Well, save her the job, because if she's got to beat you, that's you being oppressive in your patriarchal way.
I'm really confused by the hypocrisy of this. If I'm a skinny bloke, if I'm approached by a 350-pound, short-ass, purple-haired female police officer, am I allowed to be fearful of my life waved down a bus? Or
Yeah,
will I
you
be
could
called
have.
sexist?
Well, actually, you could oppress her by walking swiftly.
So earlier in the chat, Simon, we were talking about the protests in Melbourne, and there was a video that came out of it I just seen of a extremely overweight police officer, to which I made the comment, the only way they'd ever win a 100-meter sprint is if first place was a chocolate cake, because a donut isn't enough to motivate them.
Yeah.
Or if everybody ran in the wrong direction, yeah, except them. Let me just have I really can't be fucked with that anymore.
No. Okay, so let's just go on with Cressida. She got re-elected, didn't she, for another 4 years as commissioner, which means she's going to be sucking on the cock of fucking Khan for another 4 years.
I don't know whether that's the right word to use, Flux. Re-elected. She was just extended, warning.
Yeah. Or does that mean that Khan will be sucking her cock?
No,
I don't think there was a democracy in play there.
No,
I think she just had a contract extended because she fucking felt like it.
But this then does lead on to what Simon was saying earlier about the death penalty. Now, then I saw somebody in your comments earlier, Simon, saying, "What a load of crap, young man, you are talking." Because I know this is his words, not mine. I know full well. Sorry, if somebody hurt my daughter, I'd kill them, and I know full well that you would too. But that's not. Hang on, that's not. And so my response to that chap is, I'm with you, mate, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about state-sanctioned death penalty. There's a big difference.
Fucking no shit. I mean, the state can't run its fucking self. It's a crock of shit. Let's have it right. Yeah. And now you're going to put your fucking life, literally, your neck, in a fucking noose on the fucking pretense that the justice system is actually fucking dishing out justice.
100% free.
Are you for real?
Yeah. I mean,
fucking magistrates kangaroo court.
Do you work in academia by any chance? Is that how come you're so fucking blinkered to what's going on?
They've got to be.
They live in their own little fucking bubble, these people.
Yeah, well, I'm going to go to our own news channel because this is absolutely fucking shite. So we'll just go with the UK news at the moment. I'll work from the latest and work back up, actually. 1 minute. What we got here?
You might not want to.
Not want to have all of that
before I forget, boys. The that brand name that you guys brought up that I mentioned, AstraZeneca has renamed their COVID Vaxzenica or Vaxviva or some. It starts with a Vax anyway, and it's got a Z in it. But they've renamed the actual 19 vaccine.
Is that to create more confusion?
Yeah.
The original, from what I gathered from the news, and this come out, I think, about 4 or 5 weeks ago down here, was to make it a more universal title across the board because it was known by this name in countries like Brazil and some European countries.
Just like renaming marathon to Snickers.
That's another thing. Doctors have come out and said there's going to be a lot more heart attacks at the London Marathon this year.
I wonder why.
Why.
But here's another thing, right? Somebody else mentioned it. It's not my idea, so I don't think I'm certainly not going to take credit for it. One of the places that they can't block us is if we all surrounded the London Marathon with placards, all of us, right? All the way along the distance of the marathon, they'd have to black out everything. They couldn't do it.
I think that was Peachy's idea, was it not?
It would have been Peachy's idea.
Yeah, of course it was Peachy. She has the little lights on, don't you, love?
She's got Peachy in here actually because she's a teacher. More details, but she's a good girl that's decided that she can't listen to the propaganda shite that they keep posting. Now, should we just go over to this? We will now have to be paying £500 more of council tax in a new cash grab bombshell for families already hit by raising bills, as local authorities say they need a 25% rise to pay for services. What services would that be?
Services.
Yeah.
Right, let's have a quick look at this before you lose your shit. And
that advert is distracting as fuck.
Yeah, I know, and because I know that his ads are fucking targeted because he hasn't got an ad blocker thing, so we know where he's been going.
You know what I'm saying?
I had an ad blocker on here earlier on, right? And it wouldn't let me look at, is it Guardian or something like that? You can't, no, Daily Mail. You weren't allowed to look at the Daily Mail because you had an ad blocker. So fuck you. Anyway.
That's because the Daily Mail is one giant advert.
Hang on a second. Extra money is needed merely to keep social care services at the same quality at present. Why? 50% more. Why?
What quality? My old dear's old man on the floor, 8 hours with my old dear with him, so he's not alone, but she's not strong enough to pick him up. Can't get an ambulance for 9 hours.
So what that was a quality long wait on the floor rather than a semi-short wait like we used to get in the old days. You fell on the floor, they picked you up.
And he's at end of life as well. I'm not after sympathy or anything like that. I'm just saying this is the fucking reality. This is the fucking state of the shithole cunt of the place.
Hang on a
Mate,
second.
all this fucking hike is to pay for extra fucking furlough bollocks. You know what I mean?
Wait.
Did I hear right that you've had to bring the army in to drive ambulances?
Not yet.
I've heard it, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
I mean,
I believe it came up on my news stream the other day, and to me that blew my fucking mind. But then again, we're paying the army to do fuck all now that we're not in Afghanistan, so they may as well do something to earn a dollar.
But here's the thing, right? I mean, the army, right, are supposed to be coming in to drive our petrol tankers. They can't do it. They haven't had the training. They're coming in to drive our ambulances. They can't do it. They haven't had the training, which means they've got to use their own ambulances, right? In the old days, when they had like there was a strike with the firemen, they had to bring in the green goddess. They can't just slip in to drive somebody else's kit without the training. It doesn't work like that. And not just that. Apparently, we had a fucking petrol shortage. Yeah, that was bollocks too. Here's the thing, right? So this hoik in money is needed for child protection. Let me tell you what child protection means. You get some fucking asshole, right, from social services who was told that we need to take 50% more kids into care than we did last year. Why did they say that? They didn't give any more reasons. You just need to take 50% more. And every one of those child that's taken into care releases a huge sum of money immediately into the system, right? Which is what they want. Oh, and for homeless prevention, what are you going to do? Shoot the cunts so they're not sleeping rough on the street? Or is that you're going to put a load more things in the doorway so they can't sleep there? Because you're certainly not going to put the cunts up, are you? Eh? Exactly. Or is that going to be homeless fucking people that have come across a channel? Prevention.
Yeah, well,
to let the fucking ex-military sleep on the streets because what? They know how to look after themselves. Well, they probably don't because once they've had PTSD and all the other things from the fucking meat grinder you chuck them through, the poor cunts are fucked. But that's all right. They're allowed to freeze and die. Who gives a shit?
Can't get an ambulance. Can't get a cop to turn up if you've been burgled. Can't get a GP appointment. Can't get a fucking dentist appointment.
Do you know what?
What the fuck am I paying for?
At least you guys have got public fucking dentists. I'm going to pay out the arsehole.
Get one.
Yeah, but what's the point in having a public fucking dentist, right, if you can't ever see the cunt?
You can't get an appointment. It's impossible.
It's like having a fucking unicorn, isn't it?
You can't even get a fucking receptionist to give a note to the dentist, so for the dentist to sign off for antibiotics for a fucking abscess. It is dog wank.
Well, just so you know, Flux, because it's probably you, right? Such an increase would see the average Band D council tax bill in England soar from the present 1,898, which is basically 99 quid, to 2,372, a rise of £474. But under the current rules, that would not be possible as town halls are unable to raise the bills more than 2%. So he's going to go, yeah. Now, I don't know if any of you are on one of these smart meters. This place that I moved into had one already. I'm fine. I've noticed that I'm putting every few days X amount of gas on. So I've just done a test, right? And I'll have a quick look now while we're live just to see how fucked up and how quickly I've got to put some more on. Don't go anywhere.
I'll be out of here in about 10 minutes anyway, boys.
Oh, mate, nobody's. Yeah, but I mean, nobody. I went on about this time ago when this furlough first started and all this fucking bollocks, right? Has anybody done a cost appreciation for how long it's now going to take us to pay back the banks all this money that we've borrowed?
I don't think we can we?
Well, the last time I tried to do it, I was evaluating it. It was around 80 billion, was it? And then it's gone up to like 100 and something billion. It worked out. I'm estimating you're probably looking around 400 years to pay back the banks for this fucking bullshit that's happened.
And that's if they don't borrow any more.
Yeah. So, what the fuck?
What do you think fucking America's in the crisis it's in now with the government going to shut down? Because they can't afford not to borrow money.
The Federal Reserve announced yesterday there is no reserve requirements for lending anymore. See if you can get your head around that. So there's no fractional reserve banking. There is no reserve required. So all you have to do is to either print more money or just lend money that you really do not have. And on top of that, the Fed have now, insofar as I was led to believe by Tucker Carlson yesterday, day before yesterday, are minting $1 trillion, which will be held in the Fed. Can somebody explain this to me? Can somebody just run this by me?
Go on your own, mate.
No, when all else fails,
thinking of the fucking Simpsons with Mr. Burns and the $1 billion note and flying it over the fucking England after World War II and vanishing.
Smithers, this man pays no taxes. Well, apparently, sir, he's a god. Smithers, how much taxes do we pay? $3, sir. Smithers, we're being screwed.
Hey, there it is.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, the Simpsons, I fucking hit it right on quite a few things, aren't they? Seriously. I mean, look at what was he? The picture of Trump with them people from fucking Israel or no, not Israel, Saudi Arabia around that fucking ball thing. You know what I mean? That was aired way before fucking Trump even got in, but yet the photo was the same.
So, has anybody got WhatsApp?
No, get rid of it as well. Get rid of it. Get rid of it.
Well, I'm just saying, has anybody got it? Because I got rid of it, but unfortunately, I've got so many people on there that I need to speak to. I had to have it back. I don't like this. I'm in a position where, because of what I do, I have to be on platforms I don't like. I have to be in things I don't like, but I've got no other way of getting hold of people. Right. So, WhatsApp.
I have only got it for work. It is simply only used because it's what everybody uses to contact on work.
Cool. Right. I'm going to put this mic up a bit because it's so for reasons. It's fucking heavy. I need to get a new one of these because my mic stand broke. All right.
I got to get going, boys, because the missus is messaging me.
All right. Yeah.
Right.
Take it easy.
Have fun.
I'll catch up with you all next time.
All right, mate. No, you take it steady.
Ron.
Latest.
See you later. Right. So WhatsApp's going to be blocked from millions of smartphones from next month, with users being warned to update their software. The messaging platform will no longer be available on more than 50 types of phones. This is a question of why.
Scaremongering, shit headline, shit story, mate. The reason being, just look at what it says there, OS 4.4. It's the same as anything. If you've got a classic car, can you go to a normal garage and get your shit done? No. That phone is got equipment inside it, hardware inside there, which is not compatible with the new operating systems. The new operating systems is what is required for the newer version of WhatsApp. So it's really Daily Mail doing what Daily Mail do best, going, whoa! Whereas in actual fact, it's just the inexorable march of technology. And it's got security features and stuff. Now, in some of those security features, I'm sure we could argue aren't security at all. They're for spying, but you get my point.
Yeah, it's for their security, not yours.
Okay, yeah.
You know, they want to make sure that you're not doing or saying anything that you shouldn't be, that they can't then have you done for.
Trying to prove to others are actually doing something on the plan.
This is it. I mean, how long are we going to be able to keep things like Telegram before they find a way of getting rid of it? How long are we going to be able to keep Discord or a load of the other things? Because going forward now, this was something I wanted to talk about. And Flux, I believe I sent it to you. Yes, I sent it on Facebook, didn't I? Fuck it. Oh, right. Basically, they put up roadblocks in Manchester.
Oh, yeah. It is exactly the same thing for your safety. Yeah. Good.
Yeah, do you want to walk us through that one, mate? Because I'm nowhere near it. So.
Okay, just again to paraphrase it greatly, Andy Burnham, I believe, came out and said, "Don't worry, everybody. We're seeing increased roadblocks with uniformed and plainclothes officers in support in heightened areas. These can and will be done at any time throughout the day or night in a push for anti-terrorism, anti-social, and violent to crack down on violent crime."
When have they ever done this before?
You tell me.
Okay. Call me Mr. Suspicious and Mr. Conspiracy. So far, they most of them come right. I would suggest that they haven't been tackling crime for years. What they've been tackling is people who are not towing the line. Okay. If you have a break-in at your house and you call the police, if they show up, they'll probably nick you for wasting police time, right? I'm taking the piss there, right? I'm not being serious. But no, seriously, if you have a break-in, a lot of time they won't show up. They'll give you a crime number. If your car gets done. Now, I remember back in the very early 90s, I had a criminal thing happen to my car, and they actually did something about it. But that was 1993. That was the last time, right? So basically, they've given up on this policing anyway because they're actually not very good at it. And they also changed. In the old days, you'd have a lot more old Bill on the street. And what they decided to do is give them a car. Because if they gave them a car, they could cover more area. But once that car's passed, criminals know the car's passed and it'll be gone for a while. And it's got worse and worse and worse. They put on cameras and so on and so forth. And you get certain things that you can't, like, they don't want to go after certain groups because they'll look racist and all the rest of it. We know this, right? So they've given up on traditional policing because, well, they can't do it. So to say that they're coming out now and putting roadblocks up now to do traditional policing is about as believable as sort of Nick Leeson saying, I'm a better man, I can do your finances and it'll be fine. Right? So I think that this may be a test run to see how the roadblocks work, how many people they can get to go through it, how they can get people's details off them, because by the end of wintertime, we will be in a lockdown. They will be checking that lockdown's happening, and there will be checkpoints in certain counties on certain roads checking that you're doing the right thing. You'd need a reason to be going to work, right? You'd need to probably by this time show that you've been vaccinated, because it's over the winter period, and I'm going to put myself on the record here and say this, as people start dropping down dead because of their immune systems being fucked because of reasons, I can't say why. Okay, and obviously the other problem being is the gas price is going up so astronomically. Old people are not going to be putting their heating on, so they'll die. Simple. And food shortages. People can't get food, so they won't be eating well. People's immune systems will be down anyway because they're not going out. I can keep going, but the death rate this winter will be horrendous. I'm noticing people who have had the double have been really fucking ill. The other people who have not had it, right, have just been ill, right? Because there is a nasty cold going around at the moment. I'm going to call it a cold, but it's affecting people at different rates. Say, for instance, I get it. I'm going to go, oh, fuck, 'cause I'm asthmatic. I'm going to go, oh, fuck me, here we go. I won't be able to breathe for a little while, but that's normal for me, right? That's different, right? The rest of these fucks here would just get really rough, whinge a bit, right, and then get over it. But there are people who have had the... and these people have had it now 2 weeks, 3 weeks. They're not getting rid of it. And there's a very close relative to myself who's like that at the moment, who's fully bought into this bullshit, by the way. And I have to not speak about it because I don't want to fall out with them. They're fully involved in it. They love it. Their other half is a complete hypochondriac, right? So I just have to smile. Nothing more I can do.
Is this a friend of yours, you say?
Worse still.
Oh, right. Okay, got you. Yeah.
So it's one of those people that I've always looked up to and all the rest of it. And however, I can't say anything out of respect. And it is what it is. And I have to just sit there and wait for the inevitable. What do you do?
It's heartbreaking, Simon. I mean, as I've said to people in the past, if you really, really, truly believe the words that you're saying, that you really truly believe that this is all wrong and that people are going to get hurt and it's a bad decision that they've made themselves. If you're going, hey, look at those fucking idiots, that makes you some sort of cunt, mate.
Yeah, if you take glee out of other people's misery, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah, a real cunt, mate, because you either don't believe what you're saying, you're just going along with the ride, trying to play, you know, pseudo-moralistic standpoint to look fucking trendy in front of your peers on Discord, or
Hang
you're a
on.
cunt, one of the two.
With exception, because I wouldn't have any fucking worries about being gleeful if, for instance, Bojo fucking took a turn for the worst, or if fucking, you know,
Now,
what's
I'm not
his
talking
face?
about. I'm not talking about those that have perpetrated
Joe won't.
the sin upon
No.
us. I'm talking about the victims of the.
Hang on a second.
Most according
Let's go back to something that Flux was saying about this injection, right? First thing you do, that little bit comes out the end. Then, because it's got to go into not a vein, am I right, Flux?
It's called aspirating the needle.
Right, carry on, Flux.
We've all seen the jab or not jab being given to public figures. And what have we seen? We've seen them just plunge it in. Insofar as Dr. Coleman, not Vernon Coleman, John Campbell, I beg your pardon, John Campbell, who's on the side of he's pro-vax, pro this or the other. According to him, he's saying, I have noticed, and he said, I am going to and writing letters to all the departments that I can. What you should be seeing is they put it in and they should draw, because when you draw, if any blood comes out, you've hit a vein, and this should not be going into a vein. It should be going into the muscle. Now, these aren't my words. I don't know what the fuck I'm on about, but I've seen it myself, and I'm sure we've all seen injections where going into the vial, depress the plunger, getting rid of the excess oxygen. So that's the excess air. So that's the first part. And the second part is you've got to aspirate it to make sure that you haven't hit a vein. I'm not a doctor or nothing, but I got this from a doctor that you can all go, and he's not even on our side of the fucking fence.
All right, just a thought, right? If you were injecting something that was neutral, that was no harm to anybody, like saline, right? Really wouldn't matter then. You could actually just jab it straight in, couldn't you? Because I don't think it would matter whether it went into the arm or into the vein or anything else, because it's saline, isn't it?
No, well, it still needs the oxygen still needs to be took out of the needle. Otherwise, you're going to be putting a fucking blood. You know what I mean? Leads them in the arse,
isn't it? Isn't that what they call it? Anyway, so I'm just saying, hypothetically speaking, right? They've done their bit. That sound effect, funnily enough, and in you go. But I'm very suspicious. I don't think anybody in a position of knowledge would have taken it, but that's just me. And I have to worry about what we're saying now. But yeah, so yeah, that leads on to investigation to deaths among teenagers having increased by 47%.
Trump sent it to me from the ONS, apparently. This is the ONS data. This isn't us picking it up from Brightian or fucking the Gateway Pundit or...
Shall we have a punt? Shall we have a little punt at this?
Go on.
I'll shove it up. Right up.
Thank you, Trump, by the way. I did see it, mate.
Yes. We're getting round to it, Trump. So there you go. Trump is part of the Discord lot that comes on and says, did you, and all the rest of it, and let me know about a lot of stuff. And not just that, he drives an incredibly fucking mentaloid car. Just saying. Right. Investigation. Deaths amongst teenagers have increased by 47% in the UK since they started getting the COVID-19 vaccine, according to the official ONS data. This is not me saying it. This is them. Wait for the ban. So, can you read that, Flux? Do you want to crack on, or shall I?
Let me just paraphrase. Okay, the Joint Committee on JCVI submitted an independent report to the UK government on the 15th of July 2021, in which they advised that children and young people aged 12 years and over with a specific underlying health condition should be offered COVID-19. However, just above that, it says an investigation of ONS official figures and NHS data has revealed that since the COVID-19 vaccine has begun to roll out, in teenagers, there's been a 47% rise in the number of deaths due to all causes among the age group.
Incidentally, there was I've seen this
all causes.
I'm subscribed to a woman on Twitter she's over here now, but she's French, and she said that some of these school kids that have been jabbed over there like 12 hours or whatever after dying, after having it and then dying, not coming over all ill or whatever, there will be no autopsy because they died of natural causes without even doing an autopsy. Just saying. Does that sound a little bit odd to you?
Well, they couldn't die from the thing, obviously, because the thing takes 2 weeks to be able to be implemented. So anybody, that's what the shitty man. If you're, you know what I mean, jabbed. Right? I'm trying. I'm fucking. It's hard, isn't it? You know what I mean? If you've been jabbed,
if you've been doofered, it takes 2 weeks to get the flingy flang, and if you don't get that, you get a whatchamacallit, which is an absolute Elouette and Biden light bulb picking the can
We've been asked a
really
question.
clear in that.
We've been asked a question here. Where is your line in the sand? Well, I'll go first. I'm already here, mate. No. No, and no, and no.
No.
What?
There's
No.
my line. No. Ain't doing it.
I ain't doing it. I knew God used to say that. I ain't doing it.
I know.
The same report has also said that the JCVI has previously advised that COVID-19, that might work, vaccinations to all adults and 18 years are basically what they're saying here is since they've been jibby-jabbering the younger generation, there has been a slight increase in deaths surrounding that, whatever. But thing is, as I've said, and I'll say again, going forward, they don't have to give you a postmortem if they, if you've died of the thingy-flang, right? And also, you could then sort of be cremated if you're in a certain place that they're building now they haven't finished. So, if any of you dissidents out there feel that you're safe at the moment, don't, because going forward, these places that are being built are to basically home people who will not toe the line. It's already said that in America, that basically they're going to remove you off the street should you not be able to prove that you've had your vaccine or be willing to take it there and then on the spot. But the interesting thing that we're going forward this Christmas or this winter is that the I've had my third vaccine will turn on that I've not had my third, I've only had my second.
yeah. And when it comes to the fourth, they'll be going, well, it's the people who've only had 3.
Yeah.
And when it comes to the fifth, it'll be the people that only had 4. I am fucking, the point is, right? Easy not.
But when they're all going down and those fucking assholes that have not had their first vaccine are wandering around going, I'm all right. What are you going to say?
But that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, it's like, if you ain't wearing glasses, I can't read. That fucking thing again.
Exactly.
Your vaccine is for your protection, right? What's it fucking got to do with me?
I saw a picture of a woman. She's laid in bed. She's looking over at a bloke like this. And she goes, oh, how do I tell him I'm pregnant? And he's saying, well, if other men don't get the vasectomy like I have. In other words, saying,
yeah, I'm with it. Yeah.
oh. Anyway, yeah. I walked away from that one quite quickly.
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah.
But then again, is she a woman if she's pregnant? I mean,
Keir Starmer
about that.
Keir Starmer is now got to take the pill.
Yeah.
Oh God.
No wonder he was pushing for no tax on sanitary products.
Oh, cheers, everybody.
Bloke.
Welcome to the libation.
Yeah.
You fucking need
Haram.
it.
Haram. Fuck off.
What's that mean, mate?
Oh, he's there fucking going, this Free State got a Mohican.
Oh, right. No. Free State's got the same problem our fucking our economy's got. It's a severe recession.
I think we should pull Alan into this convo, because I think Alan's been speaking a little bit too much. But let's just
get the noise down, Al, for fuck's sake.
So come on in, Alan. Where is your line? Do you have a line? Has the line already been crossed? What? I mean, I'm just following on from the.
No, it hasn't been crossed. I'm not having it. Apart from drawing the line in the sand, I'm not having it. I've got a kid in the house with it, having gone down with the dreaded lurgy.
Yeah.
E-flang.
But she's getting over it and to be back to college Wednesday. another one in middle school or senior school that we know it, who knows to say and has said out loud in class, I'm not having it. Nasal spray thing, my youngest had the flu one of that last year, but as far as the middle daughter, she has had a letter through saying, do you consent to having whatever it was? And the missus filled it out and said, no, we don't consent to having jack shit. So everything's a no as far as coming from them to
if anybody's got anything to say now, usually phone in about sort of 8 o'clock at night after you've had a skinful. I don't blame you. But if there's any sober people that want to ring in and let me know what they think, it is actually turned on. You can do that if you want. Meanwhile, we'll just carry on taking the piss out of the situation. Right. Let me have a quick look.
Quite right there, that person.
Was that clear enough?
Yeah, yeah. Crystal, mate. Crystal.
Fuck me, that was quick, wasn't it? Were you waiting? Hello, how you doing?
Never as good as you guys. How you doing?
Oh, just living the dream, mate. Living a dream.
This is like bizarre experience living in my soda. God bless UK. Listen, right now at the moment, yeah, God bless UK.
Yeah,
right now at the moment,
are you talking on hands free?
No.
Yeah, it's just you sound more muffled than usual. That's all.
Let me put you on. Hang on a second. Fight with hands free. Is that any better?
Yes.
Right, sorry, kicked back my phone at me. Right, so at the moment, I've got 3 kids that have got COVID. Only the past couple of days, 4 days. Must admit, I'm feeling a bit weird at the moment, a bit like a hangover the next day, your head's a bit fuzzy. So I've not had a jab. I've got COPD, I've got a few other conditions like rheumatoid arthritis, and the medication that I take lowers my immune system. I have chemotherapy as an alternative treatment. I've mentioned probably before back in the day. So now there's a lot of scaremongering going on now. Now my wife, my daughter's living with her boyfriend and their family, and she's quite high up in the NHS. And the woman, I really liked her before, but she keeps bringing my wife up. My wife's coming in, crying her eyes out, saying, look, you really got to have this jab because you're going to die if you don't. I said, no, I'm not. I'm not going to die. Well, if I die, fuck it. But the thing is, right, there's a guy recently, and I've been doing a bit of research with a few of my mates have died from other things recently, for some unknown reason, and I spoke to funeral directors, and I asked them, during the pandemic, did you notice an increase in deaths? Because obviously everyone's dying everywhere, and there's millions of people dying. No, they haven't. But what they have said, and if you look on YouTube, there's a guy, a funeral director, has said that since now children are taking the jab, there's a bigger increase in deaths in children. Have you seen it?
Are you referring to the funeral director from Milton Keynes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have spoken to other funeral directors. A mate of mine died through diabetes about 5 months ago, and he's from Portugal, and all his family there. And I had to go, bloody hard work, rigmarole, getting his body repatriated because I wasn't family. The police weren't going to release his documents to me and everything, so I could send it to the embassy to get his body. Anyway, and I spoke to this funeral director there that's organising it in London, and he said to me as well, he said, no, not really, no, you can see any increases.
I'm just seeing if we can get hold of Jeff Lloyd. Not Jeff Lloyd, Jeff Wyatt, by the way. I'm just messaging him right now.
Okay, well, I mean, first of all, mate, I'm sorry to hear about all of your buddies and co passing away. That's, bloody awful, dude.
Yeah.
But with you, with the, so would you say that aside, take out any reservations that you've got about it being bullshit anyway, would COPD have been a reason for you to have said no?
What? Sorry, say that again.
Because did you not say that you've got COPD yourself?
Yeah, I've got COPD, diabetes, rheumatoid arthritis, seropositive plus, one of the worst ones. And they give me chemotherapy as an alternative medication, which does work because they found that old biggies that have had cancer and rheumatoid arthritis help them with their arthritis. And it has worked, although I haven't had it this year.
Isn't arthritis the way it viciously attacks the joint? So, and that's a production of stuff, and obviously chemo ruins the production of. So, I mean, chemotherapy would actually be good for psoriasis. So I'm told, not that you want it, but there you are.
So I've had a lot of blood tests lately. I was supposed to have an appointment today at 2:30 face to face because they want me to come in and discuss my blood test results. So I've got a telephone call. I've changed it to a telephone call, so I don't know what's going to happen later. And just suddenly, all of a sudden, I'm getting a lot of appointments. It's like, like when you wait, the old thing where you wait for one bus and they all come at the same time.
Yeah,
so I'm getting lots of appointments today. But I'm still here, Walking Dead.
Just a quickie, right? A couple of things. You've got a channel as well, don't you?
No, I don't. I just moderate a lot of channels.
Oh, right, okay. I was going to get you to advertise your own channel there. The other thing is, these places that you've been told you can go and see, right, and you get, appointments. Have they told you have to be jabbed or you have to be masked or anything like that?
No,
I've got the itchiest going. Sorry. Go on.
No,
No, fuck. I look like I've just done a line of coke. Sorry, mate. Crack on.
What happened was about 3 weeks ago, I had a thing called a flare. It feels like someone's taken a hot poker out the fire and they stick it into a joint. It's a rheumatoid thing, anyway.
Yeah.
And then 2 days later, in my elbow, it first looked like a golf ball hanging off my elbow, and then it got to the size of, like, I'm not exaggerating, like near on a tennis ball. So, man, I waited, and after all the naggings and the misses, I went to the doctors. They wanted to ring me an ambulance. They thought it was sepsis. And I said, well, that's all right. How are you going to get there? I'll drive there. No, you can't do that. You might pass out. And I'm talking to you like I am now. It's all right. So I got there. And then when I was in this waiting room, I was straight in. All these, they look like football hooligans coming out after they lost. And they sat in the waiting room and they're really all disgruntled and pissed off. But what it turned out to be was, yes, a game in Swindon. They mixed up the COVID with a non-COVID patient. And I was there for several hours, and then I got to the point where I said to them, about 9-10 hours actually. And I went to the reception thing. I said, look, she goes, we're just waiting for you to get you a bed. I said, I got one already. She goes, which nurse sorted that out? I said, my wife. I'm off. And so I went home. It's a bit of a mess from the hospital, to be honest. But the only time I was up there, because I can't wear a mask for the COPD, and I wouldn't wear one anyway, even if I didn't have COPD. You can't come into the ward. Oh, you can't come to... Yeah, I can. She goes, well, what's wrong with you? I said, well, you can't really ask me that, but you're a nurse. You should be able to see that on my medical records. It is a bit of a fucked up thing up there, but that's what it is. So they're trying to get me to do this jab. They're constantly badgering me, texting me, and all that. And I don't want to do it, and I'm not going to do it.
No, fuck that. You don't really want to be doing that, knowing what you know now anyway.
No.
Yeah, well, look,
I mean,
you got my sympathy of having the arthritis. The old dear had lupus and arthritis and all the rest of it. Gosh, you poor cow, she went through it. But yes, right. Anyway, my old China, I'm going to let you get on, and I'm going to get to the next one. So I'll probably see you Saturday, don't you? All right.
You take care of yourself as well, mate. All right.
It's a threat, not a promise. See you later, mate.
All right, mate. See you in a bit, bye. Bless him. Yeah, that was God bless the UK.
Yeah, got you.
Yeah.
Gayest ringtone ever.
It is, isn't it?
Hello.
Hello, how you doing?
Hi, good, thanks, mate. I just wanted to call in with an issue that's come up just recently. I'm in my 60s and I've got a girlfriend in my late 50s, so we're grandparents. But there seems to be a family issue at the moment.
Right.
The daughter of my girlfriend came down with an ear infection a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
And she also has a son. And both the offsprings have had... are you still there?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Yeah, sorry, mate. They come down with, all of a sudden their ears have popped and there's blood coming out of them. So there's 3 in the family over a space of 2 weeks. None of them had the jab, so, none of that. But it just seems curious. Now, we're talking about a family that uses their phones quite a lot. The grandchildren are 4 and 5 respectively, and the adult mum is, of course, she's in her early 30s. But it just seems weird, and they haven't seen each other for sort of both sides of the family for a few weeks. And I've heard of brothers with my neighbours on the street. They've had their kids come down with ear infection. Now, I don't know, is this 5G? Because we just recently had a tower switch on it.
Well, honestly, I don't know enough about 5G, so I couldn't, but Flux does.
Yeah, fucking hell, Simon. Jesus H, that is the worst kicking the can down the road I've ever fucking witnessed from you. That was shit. Normally I don't see him coming, but there it is. Boff, have that. Okay. Look, I don't want to upset or ruffle anybody's feathers about this. But I just can't see it. I'm sorry. I can't see it. That's just my opinion from the information that I've got. And I know that a lot of you, an awful lot, have looked into this long and hard and are pretty convinced that it is going to be dangerous, especially insofar as I'm led to believe from the vaccinated. Yeah, is that where you're heading with it? But you said that the girls or the people around you that you know, they haven't been jabbed and they're still experiencing it. So you're questioning whether it's the 5. I can't see it, mate. I cannot see it because of the microwave frequencies that they work at. We'd be fucked by sunlight. It's that sort of. I don't know. I think I'm wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong. Yeah. I'm not, mate. I'm just saying it's.
No.
I don't.
They have been in contact with people about the jab. I mean, how much light do you throw on the expression shedding?
From the shedding, you mean? Is it shedding or shredding? Shedding, isn't it?
Shedding, I believe it's called.
Yeah. Again, well, there's a 5G gone up near me. In my household, there's somebody that's double jabbed. It's anecdotal here, isn't it? Well, I haven't seen a shark in the sea, so there are no sharks in the sea. You know, I can't use my own anecdotal evidence for that.
No, I get that. I understand. It's just, it just seems really curious, you know. I mean, I'm 65, and the last time I heard of anybody, you know, near me getting ear infections and their ear bursting and blood coming out seems.
Well, mate, I gotta be honest, when people are left alone, they generally don't get too fucking ill, do they? A lot of the time. But yeah, I see what you're saying. But I mean, if you listen to what Flux says, 5G is 5th generation.
Exactly.
Right? 4G was 4th generation, 3G, etc. Right? Now, there has been said that like having the phone in your pocket the whole time has made people, males, sterile. Whether you believe that, I don't know. They've also said that people have had ear problems, right, and stuff like that because they've got the phone shoved to their head the whole time. It does make your ear warmer, I'll admit that, right? But, you know, I can't say anything about it.
Battery in it, of course it's going to get warm. It's like you switch on your computer. It's doing operations. Those operations require electricity. Electricity generates heat, same as on your phone.
So I would say that because those things have happened, right, there's going to be a lot of more suspicion about other things surrounding the actual phone, right, how it works, all the rest of it. Do I trust anything they chuck up now? No. Do I know fuck all about them? No. It's not my division. Don't know that stuff. What I would say is that I was led to believe that they were running 6th generation over in Russia, I should say, not Germany, and that was ages ago. All right, and I haven't heard of anything coming out of there. But that's not to say I'm right, and that's not to say you're wrong. And I'm willing to admit that only time will tell with this one. Now, I hope that there isn't anything coming out of this 5G. But why the fuck do we need it anyway? Things are working well as they actually no tell a lie. I was saying things were working well. I actually had better phone signal 2 years ago than I do now. It's getting worse, not better.
I had better phone signal calling abroad, Spain, Germany, France, from the UK, on crappy mobiles back then. I had a better signal talking to somebody in Spain back in the 90s than I have talking to Simon on modern technology, and he's in fucking on the west coast of England, and I'm south coast.
I've got a story I want to run with in a second. Right?
Oh, don't you dare Daddy Dragon me.
What got show? I've learned a perfected impression of you, son. Now, this is not a knock. I love you dearly. Now, hang on a second. I've got it here. Hang on. Oh, fuck it. Oh, hang on a minute. What I want to tell you, right, is I'll get to it in a minute. All right. That's my impression of you. But I love you dearly. And when are you coming back on, by the way? Because literally, it was fun the last time. I just said, so we need to get you back on. Well, buddy, all I'll say is cheers for calling in, but I can't back up the 5G thing. Though I can't refute it. All right, I don't honestly. I don't have enough time and evidence on that one yet to see how it goes. But within a couple of years of it being out there, maybe. Now, what I did say or did see was during a period in the late 70s, early 80s, where they started putting power lines above people's houses, kids did get ill. Now, whether that's got anything to do with that, power. And
I remember that. I was around in the 70s. So.
Yeah, do you remember that? Mind you, do you remember them they were building houses on old landfills and the gas would explode and blow the fucking gable end off the house and stuff like that? I remember that happening in the 80s.
Yeah, it definitely happened.
Yeah.
Here's another thing. It's slightly off topic from where I started, but
good enough.
Talk about chemtrails and things like that. Obviously, being born in the 50s and growing up, we never had things like chemtrails and things.
You've been doing it for years.
And I remember as a paper boy back in the 60s, early 70s. I actually remember the headlines of governments boasting, "We can now change your weather." But you ask anybody from climate change nutcases, and they'll go, "Oh, no.
Yeah, mate, they probably had it on Tomorrow's World. And you have to look at some of the things that have happened weather-wise and go, it's a bit odd.
Yeah.
Now,
Call it a Mandela effect or something, but I definitely remember those.
Wait, does a butterfly wing create a hurricane half around the other side of the world? Yeah.
I'm glad you're on that one because I'm lost. But anyway, right, I'm going to go to the next story, which is pretty gross, actually. So I'm going to struggle to show the pictures, actually, but I will walk you through it. Anyway, cheers for calling in. You call in regular, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, nice one, buddy.
Right. Thanks, guys.
You take it steady, mate.
Take it easy.
Oh, fun, man.
Right, hang on. I've had a missed call here. I just want to see who that is. Yeah. Oh, that was Daughter. So, Daughter, if you're watching, I'll be with you in a minute. Right. Now, I have a topic here. Trant shared it, and I said to him I couldn't do anything with it, but I'm going to say bollocks to that now. And incidentally, no, because I found it where I don't have to show the grimness. All right.
All right. Okay.
Righty. No, that's not it. 1 second. Let's fuck that off. Where did I find it? I'm going to click on the link now. Right. Yeah, this is going to be difficult because I want to show you the picture, but I probably would lose it over that one. Anyway, so as you see here, somebody's Twitter's feed, right? Young girl eager to return to school needs nasal swab test. Mum says 30 minutes after returning home, bleeding from the eye and nose. Public health allegedly state this is normal. Right. I'm not going to show you the picture, but what I will do is show you some of the stuff that's been posted on there, right? This part here. Now, basically, the picture you see is she's blooded all down her face there, and it's coming out of the eye there, all right? That's not right. I mean, is it just a simple mistake? Now, I don't know enough about the anatomy of the human being, right? I'm a genuine, just a person who comments on stuff. I'm an all-rounder, right? So I don't know the details, but I believe that some of the tissue at the top of the nose is incredibly thin. Am I right, Flux?
Yes, it is. It is. And insofar as it was explained to me, sorry, I was slightly preoccupied there. Insofar as explained to me that must have been jabbed right up there. That must have been jabbed fucking hard. And isn't there something called the something fluid that's around? It might even be. Oh God! See, I don't want to start talking about shit that I really am not trained upon, and I'm only repeating what I've heard doctors say. or nurses in this example, that the nurse that I spoke to said, if this is accurate, then that must have been flaming hellfire. Sorry, my phone's ringing off the hook.
Look at that picture there.
Yeah, I can't.
Anyway, yeah. So that's a kid trying to do as she sees to be the right thing. She wants to go back to school. She wants to see her mate. And now she's got a fucking injury just off having one of those swaps things. Fuck that shit. I've seen video footage of people sat in their car going through one of these testing stations and screaming as this thing's been rammed up their head.
Yeah, I have. And I can't. Why does it happen? Maybe somebody that's listening that knows anything about this could possibly ring in and explain why so high. Why not a swab test from maybe the back of the throat or from where your tonsils are? Or why so high up? I'm sure there must be a reason, but I haven't heard of it.
Mm.
Yeah, well, it can't be a good thing to have a third person, you know what I mean? Shoving something up your fucking nose that they obviously can't feel when it's going to be pain. You know what I mean? Surely it's better for you to do it yourself. At least you know it's like, oh, that hurts, I ain't going no further.
That's too far.
Some of these people enjoy it. I'm sure they enjoy it. Oh, we've got a call. Hello.
Hello. Right. Just a little fucking question, right?
I know who this is.
just a tiny question.
Yeah, just a tiny one.
Hang on a second. Phrase bent also fish and chips.
So he's bent off. Fuck off.
There you go. Go on, Ed.
Right. What are they actually getting by sticking this thing up your nose?
I honestly don't know.
Well, that's the thing. It's after the mucus, because obviously whatever gets, that's the top of your fucking nose or whatever.
Well, are they suggesting the bacteria is up there or something? I don't know.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. If that's the case, why can't they just accept a good blown up, on a tissue straight off?
What, blow your nose out and that'd be it? It would have gone through that, all the way through that, and then ended up there.
Exactly. So why do they need to stick something up your nose and cause bleeding from your eye and your nose?
Well, let's make something up that's completely untrue, right? Imagine there was something on the end of this test, right, that was bad for you.
Right, yeah.
Then that's probably the best place to have shoved it. Now, on another note, I know that they have nasal tests, right? And I know that you swabs up there, but never fucking trying to get into the brain, which is, it would seem that this poor little kid has gone through that. But no, I mean, to be honest, if I wanted to be tested for something, I would have thought saliva would have done it. I would have thought it would have been in your saliva, or better still, I'll have a blood test. I'd sooner that than something shoved up my snotter.
Well, you can have a fucking fingerprint shit me sideways. If you're diabetic, you get the tiny little
test.
The dot test. Yeah.
So, poof, surely, if you need it, it doesn't have to be a big procedure. It's just a click. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know.
Well, for me, it stinks of shit, personally, but there you are.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I mean, I think people should now be seeing this and not saying, no, I'm not having that, even if it means having to go into work. I mean, I'm lucky. The type of work I'm doing, nobody's threatening that. If you hadn't
as a paid assassin, mate, you don't really have any regulations on you, do you? So it doesn't really matter. Just kidding. No, he's in the same industry as me. So, except he doesn't.
Right. Yeah, at the moment, yeah. You come on holiday, so yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's shocking, and I think they shouldn't be doing this to kids because at the end of the day, like I said, they're not fully developed. So therefore, sticking someone up their nose is just going to cause problems.
I agree. I think it's fucking evil.
Oh, and another thing, just while I'm here, just to pass it on, if you've got older parents that are retired, please ring them and say, if you can't afford to pay your gas and your electric bill, give me a ring, I will pay it. If you can afford it, please do it. Make sure that your relatives are being told to keep the heating on when this winter comes. Yeah. Because if we don't, we will lose them. Because, you know what I mean?
I agree. the end of the day, we're going to have to do whatever we can now to fucking help these poor bastards, because I can turn the heating off here and wrap up. I'm of that age, I'll get away with it. And the worst case scenario, I've got a van, I've got a diesel heater in, I could sleep in there. Or better still, I could go and see the Reverend Mother who's got like a wood burning stove, all the rest of it, and stay there. She doesn't know this, and she's probably now bolting the door as we speak. But yeah, there's a lot of people that won't be able to afford to put the heating on, and you're going to have to help them and cater for that, whether they come and stay with you or whether you go and put the heating on at theirs and pay for it, whatever it is. You need to think about this.
So, Kello, does that mean I can tell me how many can keep the heating on because you're going to pay for it?
yeah. I was going to say, that's very generous of you, Callow. Cheers.
It is, isn't it?
I wasn't saying you're not my old dear, you twat.
And this is what it's like on Discord on a regular basis. It just goes so tragically wrong. Yes. Oh, fuck me up and down. Right, so
I'll let you carry on.
no worries, mate. All right.
I'll speak to you later.
All right, well, the question is, do we wrap it up now? And the only way we can tell that is whether we get another phone call. So that's pretty much it. So if you've got anything you want to say to us, better get it off your plate quickly, because we're going to wrap it up soon otherwise. And that's it, really. I think, well, not bad. I think it worked. It worked.
Yeah.
Alan was a bit noisy, but
I know. We've got to ease Alan into this a bit more, I think.
the thing is, Alan's actually working at the moment, people. It was not what he told you. He's fucking the only bloke I know who carries on working, all right? It's just fucking...
Gay.
Hello.
Hello.
That sounds
Hello. All right.
that sounds like somebody I know.
I can hear you now.
Excellent. How's it going?
Good. How you doing? You all right?
Oh, I'm living the dream. And if you believe that, I can tell you another one. But yeah, what's occurring?
Brilliant. You're doing great work with what you're doing. I love it. Always watch it. I've got two daughters like you.
Oh, please tell me
15 and 16 years old.
I was going to say, please, for fuck's sake, say they're not like me. Jesus, poor buggers. Yeah. No. So anyway, so they're switched on. Then they know what's what, do they?
Of course they do, because I'm their dad, and I've been telling them, don't get any of that shit stuck up your nose. Don't get none of that injections. Don't let them, because they've been going into the hospital being ill just through being ill. And I'm saying there's nothing wrong with you. You've got to yeah, don't let them jab you. And then one of them's come home. She's like, I had an injection in both arms today. And I said, well, what is it? And she don't even know what it is. And then she's feeling ill. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, what can you do? What can you do?
So the other girl, see, the thing is, this is something we need to actually talk about, all of us, right? Have you talked to your kids about what the plan is if all of a sudden they're at school and they roll out an injection, say you're all having it? What do you do? Do your kids know?
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. What do you do? You can't do anything. Once they're locked up in that school, it's like you've got no control, have you?
Well,
do you know what I mean?
We don't. It's all up to the kids, and the kids, we're going to have to put it, because we dumb down the kids in many ways, right? All right, they're great with the computer and stuff. When it comes to common sense, we haven't actually...
But that's all they do is sit on the fucking iPad. Yeah. That's all they do. Do you know what I mean?
But we haven't implemented common sense in many areas with kids. I mean, I tried my best with my daughter, right? And, you know, I'm lucky. But anyway, what I'm saying is, if you've got a kid, you need to talk to them and say, look, they pull out the jabs, you need to fuck off. You need to get out of school no matter what. I'll deal with it. You just get to me, right? Same with this nasal spray shit. If they try coming at you with a nasal spray, I don't want it. That's it. Yeah. I mean, if it's that freely available, right, and you decide you want it another time, you can go back and get it. But at the moment, you don't know what's in this spray or in the jab or anything else. Fuck that shit.
We all know what they're doing. When they get older, they're just going to be bleeding out. They're going to be bleeding out their eggs. They're not going to be able to reproduce at all. You know, we all know what they're doing. They're just ruining their insides. They're just turning them into mush.
No, but this is the thing. We don't know. That's the problem. We don't know. We don't know what's in it. We don't know what the long term. We don't know what the short, medium, or long term effects are. We don't fucking know. That's the problem.
Yeah, exactly. So what I don't know, I'm not fucking going near. That's what I'm thinking, and I'm telling them not to go near. Don't go near that until you know what it does. You don't go near a beehive and start kicking it until you know it stings you. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
We got to teach these kids to be more like just positive.
Their entire future depends on it.
Yeah, their future. We got to tell them that their future depends on it. All our future depends on it. We got to stop them from just making the decision themselves. They're not able to do that. They're not.
No, like that's why you're the parent.
My missus is a dental nurse, and she's going to work every day. Everyone's pushing it in front. Just get the jab. Just get it. Another person's got it. I'm going on holiday next week. I've got the jab. You know, like it's like, oh, it's great. Everyone get the jab. And she's like, I'm not getting the jab. I'm not getting. They can sack me if they want. They can sack me, get rid of me. I don't care, because if she gets the jab, it's just showing everyone else. You know, she's got 2 kids as well, which are at university. They're not going to get the jab. So like, if she gets it, it's showing everyone else that she's weak. Their mum's got it. Their real mum has got it, and she's telling the kids, you know, there's nothing wrong with it. Just get it. You know, we can go on holiday. Like,
oh yeah, where?
These things in front of them, like you can have an ice cream. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want an ice cream. I've got my own my own principles. Stick your ice cream up your arse, like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. I'm just going to show a picture, incidentally, while we're talking, which has been shared to me by the noisy cunt in the channel. Right. And that's fairly there. Look at that really soft part there. That's bone.
The white.
Bone.
The white is bone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all I know is around here is your softest spot. Now that there is no bone there, right? Well, yeah, just there. Oh well. Was that your fluid you were talking about there, Flux? Was that the thing where fluid is?
I wouldn't want to embarrass myself by showing exactly how ignorant I am on.
You don't need to, sweets.
I don't know. Oh God,
everyone I know who's had the swab says it's burnt. It's burnt after. It's burnt my nose. I feel itchy and my eyes are watering. Everyone I know. Maybe they're pushing it too far up there, but you know, if there's something on the end of it, who's to know?
I don't
who's
know.
To know what's up?
But what I will say though is I think we've come to the end of Friday's stream for today.
Brilliant.
At the moment, I think we're while we still got people watching, we shall jump off, and not just that, I think most of us are bursting for a piss. So yeah, so I will say thank you very much for jumping in, mate. And
thank you for having me on, and thanks for the good work you're doing. Keep it going, all right? Because we're watching all the time, and we love you, mate.
Oh, lovely, thank you, buddy. Right, I'll see some of you in Discord, and the rest of you I'll see Saturday night. So take it steady.
All right, don't just end it like you normally do, because you know, like.
Hang on, fucking hang on. All right.
Here we go.
Right. But lemon. All right. We'd like to thank you all for coming on today. I'd like to thank Alan for keeping the noise down. I'd like to thank Flux for being his usual erratic self. I'd like to thank Free State for just taking the piss. I'd like to thank our Australian contingent for coming and showing why connections are awful over to Australia. And moreover, I'd like to thank you for suffering through this.
Unaccustomed as I am to public speaking. First of all, I'd like to thank my manager. And,
I think handler is better. Anyway, so I'm going to end the broadcast, apparently, and the idea is I always cut myself off, which isn't a bad thing. But I'm going to try again. So I'm going to press this end broadcast, and I think I've got to hit the end. So say bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.